Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. The top guns of the INDIA alliance are in Mumbai for their third meet in 3 months. Around 63 representatives from 28 different parties will be meeting today and tomorrow. During the Bengaluru meet last, the opposition named their alliance as INDIA, in other ways, India. This time they are expected to release their symbol of the bloc. But the meeting is also being conducted amidst a heated race for the prime ministerial phase from the alliance. Just hours before Nitish Kumar landed in Mumbai, there were posters that emerged which read, Desh Mange Nitish. Interestingly, these posters emerged just a day after Congress released one where Rahul Gandhi was center stage and at the forefront, and there was also a prominent leader of the alliance missing. However, that poster was later deleted from social media platforms and another one was put up. While these inner contradictions keep spilling into the public via posters or statements, the parties have also been quick to either retract them or correct them. The question though persists. How long can a group function like this? And if contradictory messages and eventually end up spoiling their united pitch? After all, not only is Narendra Modi a towering figure above any opposition leader today, but continues to have high approval numbers. Without a face, it can be difficult to take on another strong face. But even if there was no one face announced, India of today is voting for stable governments, not for coalitions, unless they know exactly what they will get. So the toughest question for the bloc to answer is exactly what will they offer in terms of leadership and in terms of a program. We'll wait and see if those answers come out of these meetings. But can this India bloc overcome their inner fights? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. First, let me tell you how highly placed sources in Congress party are informing CNN News 18 of the grand old party's action plan. So remember, the Congress is the biggest of the parties and it has obviously wanted to play a role of the fulcrum. But ahead of this meeting, we're getting to know that the Congress will not be pitching for the convener post for any of its leaders. The Congress also doesn't want to dictate or to be seen as dictating terms to the India alliance. The grand old party doesn't want to lead the bloc. Congress has also left the decision of the convener to the allies and it will be a joint decision. But here's the caveat. If Congress does well, for example, in upcoming state elections like Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, will they still play along or will it be time for the Congress party to exact its pound of flesh? Because whatever said and done, if one party is well ahead of the others, it will naturally demand that it be the pole of the alliance. On the other hand, the JDU has been constantly pushing for Nitish Kumar for the top post. So take a look at some of these statements that have been made by chief spokesperson of the JDU, KC Tyagi. On August 27, for example, he said that Nitish is the one who established INDIA. So therefore, he should get a lot of credit for that. Just a day later, he said Nitish has all the qualities to become the Prime Minister. And again today, even as the leaders collect in Mumbai, he has once again reminded all other partners that the India bloc was formed due to the initial efforts made by Nitish Kumar. In other words, there is a constant fight overdue for each leader. The run-up to the meeting has also been quite interesting, and as I mentioned, this fight or this pitch is not coming just from the JDU, it is also coming from the Congress party in some ways, even if they correct it. It is also coming from the likes of the Aam Aadmi party, even if they won't have the numbers to really ask for a prime position. So for example, Congress first released a poster that didn't even have Arvind Kejriwal, so naturally Aam Aadmi party's Priyanka Kakkar, she came out and said that Kejriwal is fit to be the prime ministerial candidate. Later, that statement was retracted by Atishi, the Delhi minister, to calm nerves. Priyanka Chaturvedi of the UBT Sena pitched Uddhav as the prime ministerial face. What does the man himself say? That opposition has many options for PM face. So they keep making these statements and they keep trying to do damage control. KC Tyagi, as I referred to, has been querying the pitch for the partners by repeatedly pitching Nitish as the PM face or the leader of the alliance, as a convener at least. But Nitish himself has repeatedly said that he doesn't want to be the convener. So one issue is the messaging, of course. The other is whether they can continue to overcome these internal fights. And that's a big question ahead of our first debate here on Plain Speak.
देश के अंदर संविधान जो गारंटी देता है हर नागरिक को हिंदू हो या मुसलमान हो, महिला हो या पुरुष हो, सबको जो बराबरी का जो गारंटी देता है उसको लागू करवाना है तो इस सरकार को, बीजेपी को सरकार से हटाना।
Problems and the ailments that the country is today suffering from is what remains to be seen. And I think it's a very significant meeting for this alliance. Everyone is looking forward to it. So are we.
नया इसका कोई संयोजन मंडल या संयोजक भी हो सकता है। एक झंडा जरूर होगा जिसके नीचे सारे दल मिलकर के चुनाव लड़ेंगे। ये इस मीटिंग की सबसे बड़ी सफलता है।
The agenda is the absolute uselessness of the central government, absolute failure of an unconstitutional government, and absolute abject failure to people's issues.
सभी जानते हैं कि जीएम की मीटिंग मुंबई में हो रही है। जीएम मतलब घमंडिया मीटिंग, ये आज मुंबई में है। तो वास्तविक रूप में ये जो म्यूजिकल चेयर विपक्षी दलों के बीच में चल रहा है, इसके विषय में ज्यादा बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं।
Let's go across to the guests who are joining us. I'm joined by Krishna Hegde, who's part of the Shiv Sena, of course, the one that is aligned with the Shinde faction. There is a different Shiv Sena now, which is the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. Mr. Krishna Hegde, this meeting is happening in Mumbai, and of course, the likes of Uddhav Thackeray, the likes of, Congress's big faces in Maharashtra are all pitching this alliance as the one-stop solution for the opposition to take on somebody like Narendra Modi and the BJP, or the NDA, I should say, that you are part of. Don't you think that given the history of how these processes or these efforts have failed in the past, you have to give credit to these leaders who are meeting today, that whatever said and done, they have crossed a lot of miles and they're here for their third meeting and they're progressing with each step?
Shivani, in 2014 and 2019, the same bunch of people, they, fought as UPA. And together, I think in 2019 now, their strength in the Lok Sabha is 150 seats. And Narendra Modi ji himself, along with the BJP, is 303 seats, which is double the amount of seats that the entire opposition has got. But there is some leader with one Lok Sabha MP, one leader with 4, another one with 5. But the sycophants within their parties keep proclaiming them as the next prime minister just to please their bosses. So this is a photo op kind of opportunity.
But
you can change.
No, the opposition is saying that actually this is, if you look at the numbers as well, a lot more parties are now part of this alliance that were not part of the UPA.
See, there are 28 parties, but I think out of that, almost 18 to 20 parties may not have a single member of parliament. So the number of parties does not matter. It is the number of members in the Lok Sabha which matters. It is the numerical strength which matters. It is what the people of India matter. And the people of India want Narendra Modi ji back as Prime Minister because he's delivered the goods. Narendra Modi ji means Article 370. Narendra Modi ji means Ram Mandir. Narendra Modi ji means strength for Muslim women. Narendra Modi ji means 160 welfare schemes. Narendra Modi ji means Ram Mandir. So he has delivered the goods, and the people know that he is a strong leader nationally and internationally. And
in other words, in other words, you are saying you have nothing to fear. After 10 years of a government, there is no anti-incumbency, there are no questions, and you have nothing to fear, regardless of how many parties come together.
Shivani ji, I think we will win by a bigger margin. Right now, we have around 330, 40 odd seats, and I think we'll win by more than that. However, the opposition also is right in whatever they are cobbling up. But you cannot change your name and then say that you are a tortoise. You named him named the tortoise a horse, and now tell the tortoise, poor fellow, that run like a horse.
Okay.
It's not going
All
to
right,
happen.
let me take that point to some of our other guests also joining us. Mahima Singh from the Congress Party, Shazia Ilmi from the BJP, and I'm also joined by Dr. Sunil Singh from the JDU. Let me go across to Dr. Singh first, because Mr. Singh, a lot of questions are emerging of what is really happening as far as the JDU is concerned. Now, JDU, interestingly, is one of those parties that has aligned with the BJP on a number of occasions before and has also broken off from the BJP on a number of occasions before. But even before this meeting, your leaders keep pitching Nitish Kumar as the principal face. I don't know whether as the convener or as the prime ministerial face. Don't you think that takes away from the united pitch or offering that this alliance is trying to give?
It is a known fact that for the opposition unity, Honorable Nitish Kumar has been a hero, pivot or a fulcrum, and that he showed the way with the opposition unity and Bihar formula when we ousted BJP out of power. And he met all the opposition leaders, which led to a grand meeting in Patna, where all the opposition leaders committed that they will fight common election against BJP. It was a historical moment, and the fallout was Karnataka BJP lost. So Honorable Nitish Kumar has been the architect of this thing, and about this thing so little in Mumbai also. So he has said clearly that although he is not interested in the Prime Minister post or any other post, the only fact is that he wants to go by the people's aspiration, and people are fed up of BJP misrule. So BJP should be ousted out of power, and BJP is under stress and depression, and he knows it, that BJP will be ousted out of power in 2024, and hence the Nitish Kumar is, if he is going to getting the credit, people all over the India are saying कि नीतीश नाम नहीं आंधी है, हिंदुस्तान का दूसरा गांधी है. As a Gandhi, he is going to see to it that the fascist elements who are committed to spoil the history, committed to change the democracy. So democracy has to be saved.
I get that, but why don't we just get to the bottom line? You keep saying that Nitish Kumar ji should get the credit. He's the architect. There are posters in Mumbai today, Desh Mange Nitish. तो चाह क्या रहे हैं? ये बात आप करेंगे मीटिंग में आज? क्योंकि ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता कि ये सारे लीडर्स जेडीयू के ये बात बोल रहे हैं, but they don't want anything. Obviously, you are pitching for the convener post at least. You think that is something that Nitish Kumar should get?
No, nothing. Look, Honorable Nitish Kumar has clearly said that he is not interested or a candidate for the convener post. But one thing is very known, that people knows that Nitish Kumar is the architect of the opposition unity,
but
and
point
people's
being what?
aspirations are there.
But Dr. Sunil, point being what? People's aspirations is a nice way of saying that this is what he should get. So what is it that you think he should get?
What Gandhi got, what Jayaprakash Sen got. If you are pitching Nitish ji for a post, I think you are undervaluing his personality. The kind of a contribution he has in ousting BJP out of power will not go by any post. Gandhi ji did not have any post. But sir, that hasn't happened yet. Jayaprakash Sen did not have any post.
No, can I just tell you, taking BJP out of power hasn't happened yet, right? So you'll certainly have to wait to give him that credit. That is one thing. But you've named Gandhi and Jayaprakash. So let me go across to Mahima Singh of the Congress Party. Now this is exactly what are the internal, you can call them fights, or you can call them internal contradictions of the alliance, because every day one other party and one other leader is coming out and saying that this leader deserves this leader deserves this. Mahima Singh, this is the writing on the wall for the alliance bloc. You'll have to either face these issues. You can't just paper over the cracks by saying no, we'll decide it when the time is right, or we will not decide it, because it looks like the alliance could crumble under the weight of its own contradictions.
Jai Hind. While the BJP and Mr. Narendra Modi is tangled between the dots in India, we are focused on issues and ideology here. You see, we are focused on the true spirit of the words developmental and inclusive in the abbreviation that we've come together as India. Now, as I was hearing my other respected panelists speak right now, what you heard was the internal differences. What I heard was that the individual is last, ideology issues is the first for us. It is every worker's right to see a leader, to see, a stalwart in their own party's leader, in their own leader. After all, we are all different schools of thought that have come together for one common agenda, which is defeating the dictatorial powers in this country, which is the BJP today. The double disaster government in many states has led, the public to be grappled by issues like inflation, unemployment, which they never even addressed.
Okay.
And you see today, as Raksha Bandhan came, they said we are giving you, a rebate of 200, a subsidy of 200, when they had actually quietly, spuriously taken that subsidy off in June 2020. This is just one of those many grappling issues that we must highlight, that I'm highlighting right now.
No, well, I'll come to that, but you didn't answer my fundamental question. You are right in saying that every party's workers have the aspirations and will want their leader to be the face of the alliance. So how are you going to deal with that question? That's all I'm asking. If you accept that that is the reality, that each party will pitch for its own leaders, how will you grapple with that?
Let me tell you, you see, Karnataka Legislative Assembly doesn't have a leader of opposition till date, Shivani. It's been 3 months, more than 3 months. And, they dare ask us who's our leader, who's our face. We have, as many as more than dozen of faces that we can project when we want to, when we have to. Tomorrow we are launching the logo. Today we are coming together. Our social media teams might come together. All our resources will come together. But you see, the BJP, it is so hung up with just one face, from Nagar Parishad to the parliament, that they cannot even decide on an LOP in Karnataka. So
okay, I'm not sure the LOP in Karnataka is a comparable situation, but I take your point. Let Shazia Ilmi come in here. Shazia Ilmi, the opposition parties seem to be very confident that they don't need to pick one face against Narendra Modi. Yes, Narendra Modi is a very tall leader and he is the tallest leader in the country today. And yes, any party that has a strong leader like that will obviously pitch that face. But it can also be a strategy to not pitch anyone against him. And they will be able to handle whatever are the internal aspirations of all of their members in due time.
Well, good luck to them. If they cannot decide on a PM candidate, so to speak, and there is no consensus and there are too many aspirants, then they will have to figure it out. 24 parties, 24 hours in a day, they can have a different PM every hour. The thing is, how does India, rest of India as a country and Indians feel about it? Now that is a question. I've heard many things right now, lots of arguments, and I keep writing them down because I wait my turn. So I heard something about ideology, a common ideology. I don't know what is this talk of common ideology when Nitish finds himself rushing back, going to Tejaswi's arms, so to speak, and Mamata Banerjee decides to make friends with the leftists. I mean, some ideology this. And not just that, see, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress, who are the rival, the warring factions in Punjab and Delhi, also find themselves getting together. So I don't know what ideology it is, except for Modi hatred and Modi fear, which is also all right, really. It's really no issues. Now, I keep hearing this, and Dr. Sunil was saying this just now. He's a doctor, I'm sure, and a good one at that. But I don't know how on earth could he surmise the mood of the nation and the sentiment of the people, one, and what BJP is feeling. So I don't know what kind of psychological behavior he has learnt of our party to come to that deduction that indeed everybody is enchanted by their cobbling up this alliance. Only the name of which they managed to kind of finalize so far. We have yet to see what else comes out of it, and good luck to them. So I would like to say that, one, there is no BJP, there is, like in every other matter, like in a manifesto, like whether it's uniform civil code or Ram Mandir or abrogation of 370, and we're hearing more about that. There is absolute clarity in terms of what we want, clarity in terms of what we seek, clarity in what blueprint we have ahead, clarity on who our PM will be, and what India can expect India
if
as
they
a
elect
country
a certain government.
Indians as a
so
people.
That brings us the fundamental point that I want to ask all of our guests as well.
Here, I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of confusion, and yes, a lot of whitewashing going on.
Dr. Sunil, I want to come to you on that point that Shazia is raising. It's a fair point. You know, It isn't the India of 1980s or of 1990s. If you look at the kind of results that people are throwing up, even if it's an alliance, they'd like to know exactly that alliance before going to elections, and they're voting very strongly for governments without any, leaving the mandate in between. One is that the country today is not really voting for, as the term is used, khichdi alliances or khichdi governments. They like to know who their leader will be, especially for a general election, who will lead the country. They like to know what does that government stand for. Don't you think that the India bloc is not being able to communicate that? I understand there is some time to go, but if you look at it another way, there's not that much time.
The coalition is the need of hour, and it's the latest in democracy. It has to stay. And about the coalition, if you get a person who unites all the opposition parties, like Honorable Nitish Kumar, so he met all the opposition leaders before, got a positive response, led to a meeting in Patna, then the fallout of another meeting in Bangalore, and now in Mumbai. And things are coming in turn, that one-to-one who will fight polls, seat sharing, common minimum program, and the common programs that they will do. So, I mean, it's coming to a reality, and as a political person and a political experience that we have, we can judge the nation mood, because in socio-political life, we go by the people's mood and aspirations, and people want BJP Mukt Bharat. And
why is that?
Why we are on to that line.
So why is that? Before I bring in Krishna Hegde again, what are the reasons why you say that? Because none of the polls are indicating that. I'm not saying polls are 100% correct, but they do give you an idea of where the public is thinking. None of the polls, whether they are on tangible issues like seats and vote share, or they are on approval ratings, are suggesting that Narendra Modi is losing.
Like, people are fed up of price rise. For first time, that even the goods, eatable goods, were taxed, and the gas cylinder price was raised from 400 to 1200, then again roll back to another 200. That doesn't carry, and the kind of a communal and social divide that BJP is trying to do. And the total is this: BJP is demeaning the constitutional post, using the central investigative agency for political things. So these are evident, and people want to get rid out of it. Unemployment, BJP promised 2 crores employment in 1 year, which leads to 18 crores. And how much employment they have given? They have given.
But sir, if you don't mind my coming in, I get your point, and fair points to raise. Of course, for the government's questions must be asked. But weren't these exactly the same things the opposition said in 2019? And look what happened.
Don't worry, this time it's very clear. It's very clear
this
that
time it is clear.
BJP government is.
Okay, this time it's clear. Krishna Hegde wants to come in. Is this wishful thinking, or are there truly winds of change?
No, I think the country is confused about Nitish ji, because like 2 years ago, couple of years ago, he was with us. Now they're talking about Bharat Mukt BJP. I can't understand this. Everyone is confused. Where is he? So is he with us or is he with them? And you never know his next U-turn. So I can only say that ideology, which the Congress spokesperson saying, they were not getting. The Congress was not getting along with the TMC, not getting along with the AAP, not getting along with the BJD, not getting along with the BRS, not getting along with any of the parties. And today they want to cobble them together in the last 2 months and try to stitch up an alliance. I don't think it works this way. The country knows everything. The people of this country are, smart enough to understand why they've cobbled up. It's just, old wine in a new bottle, and it doesn't work this way at all.
Okay, Mahima, please respond to that. That is one of the challenges that the India bloc will face. What is so drastically new, one, in what the India bloc is offering? What is so drastically new in the issues that you're bringing up against Narendra Modi? As I said, you may not want to rely completely on them, but his approval continues to be very high. Public tends to like him even if they don't like the BJP. His own approval is much higher than that of the BJP as a party. As a leader, people believe he is strong, he has done well for India. What is it that is new that you're raising against him, barring, seasonal issues like price rise and inflation? Because I'm sorry to say, those are issues that are raised every year against every government, at least in the last 20, 30 years, or at least since 1991, since we've had liberalization in our country. Those are not issues that make or break governments. And certainly inflation hasn't reached the kind of mark where it can make or break a government in India.
First of all, Shivani, when I was hearing the Shiv Sena spokesperson speak, and he said old wine in a new bottle, I would say they have a stale wine in an old bottle. That is one. Now you are saying that Narendra Modi is looking like an invincible candidate. I would say I hope that they could project him at all the Lok Sabha seats so that they win elections. And best of luck to them, because I have seen his chest thumping, one-manship, one man army spirit being rattled in the past 3 months ever since India bloc has come together. And you see, we have compelled them to bring the inflation down, at least, even if it is for namesake. The LPG cylinder prices were up by 185%. Now they've just given a relief of 17.5%, and that too, we have talked about it, that the subsidy was taken off spuriously. Now today, when you are saying that these issues, a while ago, the BJP spokesperson was talking about, the face, and she was talking about ideology and issues. Let me just say that issues in this country are champions of elections, Shivani, and this is a federal structure democracy, wherein it is the issues that have to be the champions. You're asking me that we have seen governments not change over these issues. I would say that I would like to remind you of Himachal recently and then Karnataka. And you have seen the impact that Bharat Jodo Yatra has had on them.
Yeah, fair enough. Both of those are states where the governments change every 5 years. So I'm not sure those are the apt examples. Karnataka and Himachal are not the examples to give for the general elections. But I get your point. My fundamental question, Mahima, was
I would give some.
My fundamental question, Mahima, was, Shazi, I'm coming to you. My fundamental question was, 30 seconds I'll give to Mahima. What is so new that you're talking about that this alliance is offering versus what you tried in 2019?
The new is the BJP MPs saying themselves that you press any button, but only Narendra Modi will win. The vote will go to BJP.
Yes.
What is new is Mr. Satyapal Malik, people from the BJP itself, coming out and telling the public what the BJP is capable of, causing another Pulwama right ahead of the elections. It is people from their own party. It is not the opposition speaking. What is new is the public suffering inflation at an all-time high.
I really need to come in now.
Shazia, I'll give you time.
I really need to come in now. So the two things that I would like to say, and they're very important. One, about inflation. I think both Dr. Sunil and Mahima G of Congress are talking about it. Let me just bring it to your viewers' notice that it is actually the BJP government, and only the BJP government, and not just this one, but even the last one of Vajpayee Ji, that has managed to keep inflation in check. Even in these hard times when the global inflation is so high, we have managed, and almost magically, to keep it under 5%. Now, if you just want to go through, this is important because I keep hearing this and there is no truth in it, you see, and this is in fact the opposite of truth that we hear, which is bandied around. So, if you look at this, 10.90 was when it was in 2009 to 2010, which came to 12%, after which it was 8.91 to 9.48, and then 10 was percent as 2013. 2014, let's get to 2014 when the highest ever was 6.67. It has been brought down steadily down the years, 4.91, 4.95, 3.33, and now despite all the issues, it is 5.31 and now 5.1. During the pandemic and during the Ukraine crisis, it went up to 6.70 and now it's 5.1, which is amazing. So one thing, and another thing, Satyapal Malik. Now I want everybody to
1 second, one by one, please. Let Shazia complete for 30 seconds. Yeah.
No, let me finish. No. My friend knows absolutely nothing about inflation, obviously, and hasn't checked her figures. But she also could, if she could be kind enough, to also check Satyapal Malik and his antecedents. No, antecedents, facts, only facts. Satyapal Malik was the governor of Jammu and Kashmir when the Article 370 was abrogated.
Yes.
He obviously heard about this Pulwama conspiracy. He did precious nothing about it. Soon after, 6 months later, he became the governor of Goa. 1 whole year, he again kept quiet, enjoyed the power and pelf for being the governor of Goa. did absolutely nothing about
Okay,
it.
okay.
1.5,
The
2 years
BJP
later, he became
shambles.
governor of Meghalaya. No, it's
BJP
important.
shambles
You'll be hearing,
already.
Shivani, please listen.
No, but
he became
finish,
the
please,
governor
very
of
quickly.
Meghalaya. And another year, he continued to be in with the BJP. He just forgot. It was amnesia. He forgot about the so-called
Okay,
Pulwama
fair point. I don't
debacle.
think that
And
Satyapal
then when he
Malik is
begged
the
and
central
pleaded
issue
for another
that either
governorship,
of the sides are facing
and
today.
he
So let's just
decided-
move away
he
from that.
decided-
I'm getting
he
some
decided to cook up the
live
story
visuals. One
which he
second.
can't substantiate.
I'm getting some visuals from the meeting, the collection of the leaders that is taking place in Mumbai. And one of the visuals that is on your screen is Mamata Banerjee there arriving, West Bengal Chief Minister. Now, what the BJP is raising, let me go across to Krishna Hegde of the Shiv Sena there, is that Mamata Banerjee refuses to get a tilak done on her forehead. So the BJP has already raised questions on these visuals of what is it that, you know, leaders here stand for. Do you think this could hurt the alliance? Visuals like these, where a chief minister from a state like West Bengal, unlike others of the team members, does not get a tilak on her forehead? Or is the BJP making too much out of this?
No, I think, see, I would get into something personal, but I would just like to say the Congress spokesperson was just telling us that, you know, you press any button, the vote will go to Modi. So suddenly they have come on to the EVM. So where are you going, my friends? Before that, they don't believe in the election commission. They don't believe in the judiciary. They don't believe in anything. So they have already started making excuses because they're going to lose. And now they've already started with EVM. So you know where it's going.
Okay.
So the
All right.
writing is on the wall.
Well, both
The Congress in the
both
last
sides
two
feel the
elections-
writing is on the wall for the other side, but we'll wait and see what really substantially comes out of this India meeting. A symbol is expected, but they will need greater coordination because every day various statements coming in different lines certainly create a hodgepodge of the messaging that they might want to do. I do thank all of our guests for joining us.